I try to find different ways to light the fire. For some children, it may be taking something that they say and reflecting it back to them and then saying, how can we find out more? What do we need to do? For other children, it may be striking their imagination by putting something in their hands and saying, we've got to find out more about this. It's me guiding what happens in the classroom and knowing when to step out of the way.
A multi-age classroom is actually a beautiful thing. Elementary 1 is 6 to 9, elementary 2 is 9 to 12, and it is a community.
Because there's multi-age grouping, you come into a program, you spend 3 years there with children within a 3-year age span, and you can go at the pacing you're ready for.
There's an individual plan for every child. When you master something in a Montessori curriculum, you can just move to the next level. The child doesn't move on until the child is ready to move on and has a deep understanding.
The teacher's going to individualize where each child is, but you're also going to learn from each other. It's not always the older children teaching the younger, it's the student who has gained a skill is going to help another student.
Even though we do follow a curriculum, I have the luxury of watching a child, figuring out what they connect with and where they might be struggling, and giving it to them as many different ways as I need to, and giving them the time that they need to practice until it comes together for them.
One of the cornerstones of Montessori is that we want to allow children and young adults to be as independent as they can. In a traditional environment, children are waiting to hear from the teacher where to go to get something. May they go to get something? Is this allowed? Is this not allowed? The teacher can move throughout, and children can get up, and there's freedom of movement. There's the ability to repeat tasks if needed, and the teacher's there to support.
Ultimately, we want the children to be responsible for their own learning.
One of the outcomes that I have observed in Montessori children is this idea of critical thinking. They've got a problem, they throw out lots of guesses of what the answer might be. They will think through each one of those guesses and analyze it. Then they'll eventually get to an answer. They may not necessarily always get the right answer, but they know the process. And they don't see learning as a chore, they see learning as something that is really exciting.
Montessori education includes specialized learning materials. They are really very important to the learning process because children in the elementary age, they learn with their hands. They have to be engaged.
Without telling, we allow the child to use materials to discover and unfold a truth, whether it's understanding how numbers work together, understanding the history of the universe, understanding how a culture approaches something, and they get to discover it. And then we say, wow, what do you think about that?
All the education in the world doesn't matter unless a child has that sense of self and identity and has that ability to understand that kindness changes everything and that through that they can change the world.
It really develops the foundation for what Maria Montessori saw as a civilized human being moving forward through their learning, which is lifelong.
When my 6th graders walk out the door, I know they're ready. They're ready intellectually, they are ready emotionally, they're ready socially to navigate the next part of their education.